for these guys. Mitch is like in order. Yeah, he's on the ball with a lot of details.
I will panic if I operate like you guys do. I'm always in the details of things, like scheduling things out and like preparing. And Alex just walks in. He's like, "So we got a pod today."
Yeah. Same.
All right, bro.
Yeah. Do you ever read the book Rocket Fuel?
I love that book.
Great book.
Phenomenal
and I think
book.
that like everybody needs the visionary and everyone needs an integrator. It's real.
Did you read Rocket Fuel too?
Nah, I haven't got around to it.
But that's basically the same thing as Traction. It's the same.
Traction.
Same thing. But yeah, it's awesome. Same writer and author. But what is this? What episode are we on? 3, 23, 22, 24? Oh, yeah, 24. Episode 24.
The Ken Griffey Jr. of podcasts.
Oh, look at that, dude.
Jeff
Come
Gordon.
on, man.
Jeff Gordon. Gotta go South Lake County.
Mitch is from Lowell.
Okay, yeah. The NASCAR reference.
The other day, he brought me a deer heart in a what is that? Cool, like a lunch pail.
The guy likes organ meat.
I do like eating organ meat. It's good for you.
Not big.
But,
raw?
So.
No,
I'm not
on the Liver
Don't give him that much credit.
I'm gonna need to shoot it up to be like him. Yeah. But no, man. Alan, you say Myszkowski, right?
Yep.
How you say it?
Yep.
Owner,
first try.
Founder is probably the official title at this point.
Local 209.
Yeah.
Dude, to be honest with you, like you do so much that Mitch and I were talking like right before. I'm like, I feel like you do so many different things and so many cool things. Coming into this podcast, I didn't even know exactly what we were going to talk about. So I don't know. Let's just chop it up a little. But dude, I feel like you do so many cool things for the community, man. Like love it, like any event that we get invited to, even just your guys' emails, like the stuff you guys do. Just wanted to highlight it, talk it up, talk about because when did you start Local 209? How many years ago?
November of 2017.
Okay.
So.
And what'd you do before that?
I worked at PBS and NPR.
And what were you doing for them?
So I was the manager of mobile production, but it's like all those PBSs are nonprofit. So like essentially you're doing everything.
Oh, okay.
You know, it doesn't pay well, and like so. I mean,
super over leveraged.
Oh yeah, and it's all government funded, so it's just like, and then like all the sponsorship money is all underwriting, they call it, and it's like you can't even have a call to action. So it's like your people who are even sponsoring are just donating money at the end of the day, you know. But I did pretty much just about every job in that place. I was on air talent for radio and TV. I was floor directing. Mobile production
out of Maryville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long were you there?
5 years.
Okay. And then are you from Crown Point originally?
So, I mean, grew up in my adolescence in like Hessville and Hammond.
Nice, man. That's where my mom's from.
Oh, nice.
And my dad, both of them.
I feel like half the region is.
Yeah,
it's wild.
100%. Hessville, you'll meet a lot of people. I bring that up. People back, oh yeah, this person, that person, mom, dad, grandma, Hessville. I'm like, all right, Hessville it is. I don't know.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And then moved to St. John in high school, so I went to Hanover Central, and then went to college in Westville.
Nice.
So kind of spent some significant time in all corners of the area.
But you're a region rat.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I hate the rat title.
Do you?
Oh my God.
Not a fan of it?
My least favorite thing.
Why?
Well, expand on that.
Yeah.
Why do you hate it so much?
Not the rat.
Is this public already?
No.
Are we already going?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're going.
Well, yeah, we're on rat.
Yeah, no, dude. But like, we don't.
We're not live.
I just don't appreciate the symbolism of it. Doesn't make any sense. Like I get like the adversity of rat shows and that you can't kill it practically, but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, we can come up with a better mascot.
Region raccoons. I don't know. It's not any better.
Yeah, the raccoons.
and like here we take like pride in it, but everywhere else it's like a shot.
If you had to pick,
agree with you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100% agree
on
with
the
you.
spot, if you had to pick one animal to replace the region rat,
do you have to keep the alliteration though with the R?
I feel like you do.
Yeah, I feel like you have to. That's why we're rats, because of the region.
Right.
You know.
I think we're rats because we're tougher than the rest of the state.
You know what we should do? We should come up with a flag, a region flag. That's what should happen. Like Chicago?
Yeah. Dude, that would crush around here.
We should.
I would put that in my front yard, in my car, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Noah, you're not from the region. Would you rock a region flag?
I wouldn't let him.
Yeah, it depends on what it looks like.
It would be,
see right there, depends on what it looks like, not part of the region.
That's
he
true.
can't have it.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, I'd put...
I don't care what it looks like.
I'm going to wrap my next baby in a region rat towel. Whatever the towel is.
Awesome.
So not a fit. Okay, I feel that. We'll have to. Dude, I like the idea of the flag though.
I think the flag would be crazy. You get someone who actually can design it, like design. And then
I feel like that fits your brand perfectly at local.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
You guys should. Have you already had that idea? Don't let anyone steal this.
There's I've got like about 1 million ideas I've been just like sitting on for 5 years. That really comes down to like resources and staff.
Yes,
so that's one of them.
Yeah,
yeah.
So then PBS 5 years from the region. What gave you the? When did the idea for Local 219 start?
So when I was at PBS, like I just, you know how it is, man. You get in these places and like everything's going really well and it's really cool. But then by like year 3, you start to kind of like see a different speed of the game, you know?
Yes, 100%.
And so some people either like conform to that speed or they like innovate inside of it, you know? And I just felt like I had a meeting with my vice president of television at the time. And I was trying to explain to him that like no one watches our channel. It's just the way it is. And
I'm just gonna be honest, man.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we're doing a bunch of shit, but like none of it is like real.
Yeah,
you know, it's not really making an like any kind of like influence. We're not really bringing in the community. It's just like we're just doing stuff in our own silo and no one really cares. And I was like, dude, we should really be attacking like Facebook and YouTube and like really starting to like make shorter things, because that was the other thing, man. We're like producing 45-minute television series. You know, like Built to Last is a nationally syndicated show that like we're literally producing, and it's like locking down our production team for 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we could be using our resources a lot better by just doing shorter segments that we can start posting online and like really build the public like awareness of what we're doing. And he looked at me dead in the eye and he was like, dude, no one watches Facebook and YouTube. And it was like, that's where we're starting with this conversation. Wow. And this is 2016, dude.
That's
it's not
when
even
people
like
were watching Facebook like the most.
Oh, dude, Facebook is like such a tragedy at this point.
It is a tragedy at this point, man. Like,
it's crazy.
Because I remember like it was cool where when you guys started and seeing all your content everywhere, everything that you were doing on Facebook, I built my business on Facebook too.
Hell yeah.
I remember posting anything I would post at that time to see the amount of natural. We just talked about this in our meeting last week, where natural, just organic traction from Facebook, and looking at what you guys were doing and how much engagement you were getting, people commenting, like how much was going on with even just like a St. Patty's Day parade recap. I think that just comes in my head from like 2016 or 17. I'm like, that video that you guys made, those videos crushed. And now it's very different. That's a different conversation. But to your point, at that time, dude, everyone was paying attention to Facebook. That's where everybody watched everything.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. And like you could put out like us taking a shit in like the street and it would get 12 to 15,000 views.
Hey, that'd be pretty entertaining.
That would be. That'd probably be like 50K.
Did you see this guy taking shit on Court Street, dude?
But now it's like, dude, you put so much effort into production and like you do it right, and then it's like 3,000 views, and you're just like, dude, what are we doing this for? We're like, TikTok's so explosive, and like so are Reels, that it's like, dude, why are we even doing longer
YouTube
form
shorts.
shit anymore?
He's crushing it on YouTube Shorts for us.
YouTube Shorts are sick, dude.
He's killing it on YouTube Shorts, and that's where I'll post something on Facebook, and I'm getting nothing, and post a YouTube short that like doesn't make any sense, and it's like 4,500 views. We got 6 subs from that. I'm like, dude, what is happening? Anyway,
oh yeah,
it's a different world. Man.
Do you predict a resurgence of Twitter?
I think it's
coming
solid.
Back from the grave.
Yeah, it's just I feel like you got to be active as hell on it.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the thing. You got to live on that thing.
You do, and I just don't have the bandwidth to do that. I would love to, but
yeah, and I don't know. I think about like from a local perspective. I don't know if people would be all in on local stuff on Twitter as opposed to global, national. I don't know.
It's just a slow burn, man. Like all this stuff. You know, there's times I just wish we were like doing national content because we could grow it faster.
The
local stuff is like you're kind of confined to how much people are actually engaging into the content from your community. So it's just a different animal. Yeah. I think really for us, the future is an app and like email.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
our email recently, we hit that about like 2 months ago. We started getting back into that and email marketing, and just being able to just because it's cool because you can just actually give a real legit message to people, and the responses and the rate of attention is so much higher than. You know, but anyway, I want to go back really quick to the story, and then I want to get more into that. So at that time, you were like, dude, your stuff's not working at PBS. This should go to YouTube and Facebook and all this stuff. And so for how long were you still at PBS until you're like, I'm doing my own thing?
By the time like I was like done, and like I was literally just being angry every time walking in, that was probably about another year and a half.
Yep.
You know?
And then from there you were just like, I'm doing my own.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's a big leap.
You're always looking to like innovate, right? I mean, in one way or another. Like you see like a void, and then you're like, I think I can fill it. And those are usually the best ideas, you know. Yeah. But it's also the hardest because you got to convince people of your thought process and your creativity. So that's another issue. But yeah, man, I just started it, and then like the last year I was there, I just used it as a petri dish. And like I was like, part of my job was like selling production. So I mean, I would call like like using NIPSCO or like Centir as a perfect example is like I would send an email to a marketing person there and be like, hey, we'd love to talk about doing video production. And then like crickets, never answer an email because it's cold emailing, you know? And so you got to be like, the game is persistence. But like if I would just like change the message of that email to like, hey, we're doing a spotlight on the best CEOs locally, and we would love to come in and bring cameras and give you a highlight. It's like instant email back. And so it was just learning how to weaponize media, and that's really so like I just experimented the last year there like as much as I could.
Yeah,
finding out ways to do it
super
on their dime.
Yeah,
that's the best way to do it.
Oh yeah,
playing with house money.
Yep. And then so like by the time I kind of figured out the formula that I felt confident with being able to kind of grow it, then it was just like convincing my wife.
To make the leap, like the entrepreneurial leap.
Yeah,
because I mean that's scary, man.
Dude, we didn't make money for like 2 years, man.
Were you pregnant at that time?
Yeah. No, it was worst timing ever. If my wife was on this podcast, she'd let you know that too.
Dude.
Shout out to your sales ability then.
Yeah, man.
It's a grind. You guys know it's a hustle.
Oh,
man.
yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So how did that? It must have gotten bad to the point where you're like, we're pregnant. We're gonna make this jump right now into knowing you probably weren't going to make a bunch of money starting off. Like, how was that transition into starting something like what you've done now?
Well, it's my second leap into being a business owner. So my first one was Apex Baseball, which I think you played for.
Oh, dude.
So that was like, but I wasn't the coach of your squad. I was coaching the younger guys at the time, but it was that was my first leap in it. Nice. You know, and so like once that got going and I felt a little bit of confidence.
You owned Apex?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, I was coaching baseball so hard at that time, man. I was coaching at Drain, I was coaching at PNC. So it's like I had enough connections locally to like start a squad.
Our Apex team was nuts.
It's nuts, dude.
Do you remember who our team?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
We have multiple guys get drafted from that team. Obviously, one of them is still playing big time. But like Plezak, Jimmy Mack. It was like basically the best guys from LC and Crown Point on a team.
And then
filled in guys from other parts. Like, that team was stupid.
Like even Nick Toby, who's like a great catcher at the high school level, went to IU to play. Dave Jercha. Yeah, Jerka.
I love Jerch, dude. Yeah, those guys were phenomenal. I was a nobody on that team. And I'm not saying I was anybody in terms of baseball at Crown Point. I was whatever. But like, I was literally nothing on that team. Like, that team was so good. I was like, this is pretty freaking cool to be around, right, man. Like,
and the younger team was just as good too.
Yeah, the younger team was good.
It was sick, dude.
That's awesome. Heck
yeah. So like, and at that time I was coaching at top tier, made the jump to starting my own there. So it was kind of a similar path.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. So you'd kind of made a jump at some point before. So it was like, all right, next thing.
And then I ended up going, when I was the pitching coach at Purdue, North Central, they like, one part of my thing was that they were going to, because I didn't finish school the first time. I was like studying business, didn't fucking like it. And then ended up doing like route sales for like Naked Juice and Red Bull in the city.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And I was like, we're talking like I'm 22. I'm 40 now, dude. So this is like a lifetime ago. But yeah, man, I made that jump and then started coaching and then went from like coaching JV at Hanover Central to the varsity coach to the pitching coach at Andrean. And then when I got to PNC, they were like, hey, we'll pay for your scholarship so you can finish your degree. And I was like, dude, awesome. Fell in love with the English program and then just like redid my entire degree there while I was owning Apex.
Dude, super cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Okay. So then what was the thought on, like, can you explain exactly everything? Like, what are the services that local 219 provides?
Dude, that's a great question. I feel like other people would probably be better at answering that than me at this point. I just be, dude. I'm in like an office on a whiteboard half the time thinking of the new shit. I mean, we do. So like the thing that people don't realize is that we are like, from a contract videography side, there's no one doing it better than us at this point. You know, so like we have Centir, NIPSCO, PNW, The Times. I mean, if you've seen a video from any of those outlets in the last 3 years we've done it.
That's awesome.
You know, so we've got like a foundational piece with our contract videography, which has always given us the funds, the revenue.
Gotcha.
Mark Pishker came on to like start selling ad space.
Nice.
On the local 219. He's great, dude.
Love Mark.
Another guy that I coached at Andrea.
Yeah.
So like he's brought such like a new energy to it, and now the local 219 thing is actually starting to like bring in revenue. So it's really two businesses operating as one, and I just now at this point just like help oversee both.
Cool.
If something really bad happens, I'm the one who makes the phone call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. So then you got the video contract side, and you've got ad revenue spent, like helping companies to run online ads, social ads.
Yeah, we have like 18 businesses monthly that pay into like some kind of like subscription model.
Heck yeah, man.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, but I feel like you guys do so many other things. Events.
You do events, yeah.
Right? Like events are a big part of what you do, right?
Yeah, we do. We're crazy, dude. I mean,
we're crazy, dude.
So crazy.
But like, you know, I travel a lot, so like I get inspired by like being in different places, and like one of those things was like in Boston. My cousin like has been living there for a long time, and she's like, hey, I know you're big into like music and that kind of stuff, so she got me into like a reggae brunch that was like 2 months waiting list, and it was just a sick vibe. You know, it was nice to catch a buzz at like that time.
Those two words, reggae and brunch,
game on. So I came back, talked to Byway Brewery,
Not
and
in my
then
office. You can't talk dirty to me in my office, man. Reggae brunch.
You got half chub going right now already. But yeah, so then I came back, and then I threw one, and 600 people came, and then it was like, let's do it.
Was that Byway?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we did Beatles ones and Grateful Dead ones, and I mean they're coming back in January, so it'll be fun.
Heck yeah, man. Awesome. And then the Fourth Fridays, super sick, right? You talk about that, like Fourth Fridays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was just basically hanging outside, drinking music, chilling, right?
Art. Yeah. And then, but I see that's another thing that's like I go to Indy in Chicago for First Fridays all the time, and it was just like, let's do a fourth one. And yeah, I mean, it's just, the events are crazy, man. So much anxiety going into them. Yeah. Ticket sales are a bitch all the time. You know, our comedy shows, luckily we release and like they sell out like before we even have to market it. So that's usually fun, but it's not always that way, you know. Yeah. Like even the tree lighting ceremony is probably the biggest thing we've done.
Yeah,
because there was like 3,000 people on the
floor. Man. So so I didn't realize you guys ran. I was out of town. I missed it this year. So how many times have you guys done it? Was that the first year?
First year. So the tree lighting ceremony, the city traditionally has been doing as like an annual thing.
Yes.
This year, like I sold every tree that's on there for the sponsorship side. And through the chamber, and then we had our Fourth Friday that same night in a ballroom as a market, and then in the meantime, I brought in all the food trucks and the beer garden and all that shit for the lawn.
That's awesome. Damn. And then, so this is the first year local ran.
And I think publicly it'd probably be like helped organize, collaborate. I don't know if I could say I ran it.
Right.
Because the city was doing it prior, but we just added like our seasoning to it.
That's awesome.
You know,
and my wife and I came home the day after, because it was a Saturday, wasn't it?
Friday night.
Okay.
Friday night.
So we came back from a trip like 2 days after, and I saw the video you posted. I was like, babe, why did we leave during this? Like that looked unreal. It looked awesome, dude. It was like
nuts, man. It was nuts. I mean, as far as the eye can see, they had to shut down the square, like that side of the street for that that 30 minutes. It was, dude, people. We have a video that's from the top stairs. It's like they did a pan. It's like you as far as the eye can see, there's people.
That's so cool, man.
It's nuts.
Such a cool event for kids too, man.
I think that's like the evolution of me. Having kids, it's like it's not always about just getting fucked up in a bar anymore. You know?
It'll change it. That's for sure, dude. It changes it.
Yeah. So at this point, man, like what's your favorite thing about what you do on a day-to-day basis? Like, what do you love to do the most with local?
Create.
Yeah.
Create stuff. I mean, it's nice to not have like you're not tied in with any like corporation to where it's like you're being filtered yet. So that's nice to just be able to kind of like throw things against the wall that you have an idea on. Like, for example, like I did a dry reading of Cardi B's WAP.
That was
like,
phenomenal.
Thanks. And like, there's no way, like if we had corporate sponsors, they'd be so fucking pissed. So it's like,
that'd be a problem.
You should watch that video. It's him just reading. It's just reading Cardi B's WAP.
It's deadpan as possible.
Phenomenal. That's hilarious. It was phenomenal. Yeah, I remember watching. I'm like,
oh, dude, cringe city, cringe city.
Oh man.
My pastor at my church, like, they both unfollowed us. It was like awesome. I'm really setting a tone here.
Oh, my church is mad at me.
Yeah.
So what about like vision wise? Like, what do you want to? What's the goal with Local 219, man?
I mean, that's such a big question, Alex, dude. I mean, I see the gamification of media being the future of it. So in one capacity or another. So it's like really trying to figure out ways to funnel achievements and scoring for people to actually go out and like do shit. Mm-hmm. I think that's the future. And I think that's what we're trying to build toward with the app development that we're into. But yeah, man, I mean, I think it's just really about culture changing, shifting, you know, and like this place in particular is like since 2017, dude, it's like it's done a complete 180 in a beautiful way, you know? Beautiful way. So it's like being able to kind of really have an impact on like communities. So I wouldn't be opposed to like the next leap being like Local 312, jumping in the city. So it's something that we could really kind of, because that's a different game out there in another amazing way.
Yes. They already have a flag too.
Oh yeah.
You don't gotta worry about that. Yeah. Don't let that hold you back.
Don't gotta make a flag there.
No, our flags are already done. They've already got art festivals, so it's like that's cool.
Check.
Yeah,
a lot more to tap into there with. I mean,
well, you go to like Chicago. A bar locally here, and like you bring cameras and you do all that stuff. No one even asks where they're gonna see it. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Then like they're not really like rabid, you know. There we did a day where we went and just like checked out the most Instagrammable places in Chicago. We went to like 5 different places, and we were at Bottled Blonde at one point. I think that place is closed now.
Side note, I have never thrown up from drinking in my life besides one that Bottled Blonde.
Dude, you can lose yourself in that spot.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I actually threw up at the Rock and Roll McDonald's outside.
Dang.
It was the only time I've ever thrown up drinking. Yeah, my wife cleaned it up off the floor. We weren't married at the time, dude. It was, shout out to her, man.
Yeah,
it's terrible. Big. I got PTSD. Sorry. So you went to Bottled Blonde.
Yeah, so like we're there, and then like we like all the places that we stopped in, it was like as soon as we brought the camera out, dude, you couldn't walk 5 feet with someone be like, where am I going to see it? Where am I going to see it? Man. So it's like I think you could really explode there, kind of how TikTok is and like YouTube Shorts. Yeah. I feel like the fan base is already there, and they're always looking for the new thing. Where this area, it's still 7 years behind on that shit.
You're so right, man.
You know,
you're completely right. But I mean, dude, the impact you've had here already is awesome. Like there's a lot of things you do for the community, man, and I freaking love seeing it. It's just been so cool because we kind of both got into our businesses around similar time.
Yeah,
and it's been cool to see like what you guys are doing, man. I love watching.
Well, I think you were doing the Facebook stuff before I was, man.
I was just telling people there's a new restaurant to eat at. Like, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
That's basically all I was doing. I wasn't doing anything crazy. And but it is crazy how much it's changed though, man. Like we were alluding to before. It's wild. It's wild.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's like the older demographic here. It's like it's really important to like respect them.
Yeah.
It's a great perspective, and it's like it's good humbling ground. But it's like has nothing to do with innovation and like making the world a better place. So they want everything to stay exactly the same. So it's like it's always this divide. Luckily now at this point, I feel like I've had enough doors open for me to where like I can go and like make things happen faster than I've ever been able to. Mm-hmm. But you're still dealing with that push and pull of like this area.
Yes.
South Lake County in particular.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, everything that we post, I mean, anytime we highlight a new development, we get comments of people like, it's turned into a concrete jungle is the verbiage they used this week. It's like, man, like there is that push and pull of people that are excited about new things and then the residents that don't want to see this place change.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, at the bare minimum, we got to polish up what we got, you know?
For sure. Like even like the antique malls is like it's like how many people are just like so in tears about them leaving the square. But at the same time, it's like I'd like to see as a community maybe start to like create, instead of like not giving them any platform, it'd be really awesome to throw like we do for farmers markets once a month.
Yeah.
Let's throw an antique show out there. Let all these vendors come in there and like sell their stuff and make that a situation, you know?
Yeah.
But it's you got to one thing at a time, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And going back to it, man, it's like people, you know, our age, kids that are our age, like what do we like to see? It's like we don't want to have to go to Chicago to enjoy a good meal. We don't want to have to go to Chicago to go do all this stuff. Like it is cool to see all the growth and development in a good way here, but it's not overbearing. Like yes, when you go to other parts of the country, like you said, you travel a lot, right? Like my brother lives in Fishers now. You go to Fishers, that's busy. right? Like that's a busy area. There's a lot going on, but it's still, even then, there's still like a lot of space. There's still a lot of like, open area. There's still like here, man, we're like a third of the size. And like, if you literally drive 3 minutes down my mile, you can't see a house. It's like there's just corn everywhere. It's like we're not that big. There's good, positive things that are happening as far as development wise, but you bring such a big impact to the fact of like things to do. And that's one of the biggest things that we lack here. Things to do. The events you put on, it gives you something. Be like, I'm going to a comedy show. Oh, where are you going to Second City? Nah, man, I'm going to freaking Local's got one. What's it called?
Laugh Local.
Yeah, dude. Like see that right there, like, dude, it's freaking awesome.
Well, and most it's like it's a difference in philosophy, right? There's people that'll complain about not having anything. I just rather do it.
Yeah.
Like those Laugh Local shows are like, those are 3 comedians coming from the city who are at Second City and Zany's and all of the Comedy Store, and they're all coming here to perform that night.
That's cool.
So it's like real talent. I mean, we had Mr. T's daughter there, the last one.
Mr. T?
Yeah. So it's like, and there's been times where like, especially like now that it's been like we've been doing them for 2 or 3 years, there's times now I'm looking at Comedy Central and there's a guy who headlined 3 years ago at Crown Brewing that's on Comedy Central now.
Wow,
that's crazy, dude.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Did you have anything you wanted to ask?
No, dude. I mean, it's awesome. I was in the same seat as you. Is like, it seems like from an outsider's perspective, you guys do so much that it's like you ask yourself like, well, what do they actually do? You know, so it is cool to like kind of pull the layers back and see what the foundation of your business is. And like, yeah, I think that there's so much demand for what you guys offer on the event side as well that maybe, people aren't as vocal about it. The louder voices are always the ones that don't want change. They're quick to say like, oh, that's not good. But I mean, like you said, the example of the antiques mall, like what is the demand for that many antique stores? How many people are actually going in there? But if you replace that with the once a month like antique market, probably all the people that are interested in antiques will come to that.
They'll get their fix.
Yeah, heck yeah.
They'll get their fix from a sweet show, right?
Yeah. So it's like that balance.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Yep.
How can the 2 people who watch our show, how can they help you? Like, how can we help you? Like, what can we do to help local?
I mean, I've never been a big salesperson, So
Sounds like you sold quite a bit.
Maybe that's my secret power, dude.
Yeah.
Because I never really think of it like that. I think of it as like relationship building, Yes. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just watch our stuff, interact with it, Because like you guys know, man, you guys create enough content that you don't always have a relationship with the viewer. Or the listener. I mean, we joke all the time, like you just did, that like no one's watching this, so like why are we doing it? But then like you don't realize that when I'm out and about, people are mentioning the content to me, even though the numbers are crazy down, like for everybody. But it's just like it's wild how that's kind of turned itself,
For sure.
But really, it's like if you're a business and you want to get sponsored, or you want content consistently, and you want to get your name out using I think we have something like 40-something thousand followers now.
Nice.
Like. Use it.
Like, yeah.
I think that's a great message.
You guys got anything else? I got nothing, dude. This is fun.
That was it?
That's it, dude.
That's it.
Dude, I'm going to regret that. I was hoping for like red light go on. Now it's start time. I might have been a little too candid, so Slater and Mark might get a little pissed at me.
Oh, dude, it's
no,
man, that was awesome.
Okay,
you're all good.
We tried to make it just like that. It's like we would do this anyway if there weren't mics and a camera. That's how I try. Just sit down and talk.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Whatever comes out. Noah can cut some short stuff up, make it fun, and that's it, man.
The one thing that we talk about all the time is we don't want people to come on here and basically be an infomercial for their business. Like you said, like we would have this conversation with you whether there was microphones here or not. So you nailed it. You did perfect.
Let's go, Mitch.
Well, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Peace.